everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a full face blue glitter eye look, and the first step is to prime the face. So I'm going to be taking Frudia Green Grape Pore Control Cream. It helps in making sure that your face doesn't get oily throughout the day, and I actually do think it works. Next, I'm going to be taking the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I'm also going to apply that to my face. It actually does really good in tightening the skin, making sure that your face looks smooth and that you have no pores. Next, I'm going to be using NYX HD Color Correcting Cream in green to color correct the red spots on my face. Most people tend to have blue or purple toned dark under eye circles. Mine tend to be red, and green tends to block those colors out, so I'm going to be using that. Now that I've used way too much green, I'm going to be taking the Tarte Face Tape Foundation in 22N Light Neutral. Now that I have my foundation on my face, I'm going to be taking a compact concealer brush and applying that to my face evenly. I'm using a concealer brush rather than a foundation brush because I feel like it's more compact and doesn't trap as much foundation in the brush like a huge foundation brush does. After the foundation's been evenly applied, I'm just going to blend that out with a blending sponge. Next, I'm going to take the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in shade Fair 4, and I'm going to cover up the dark circles under my eyes as well as some blemishes that I feel like I have, and also I'm going to highlight some spots on my face like the bridge of my nose. Now that the concealer has been all blended out, I'm going to be taking the Airspun Face Powder in shade Naturally Neutral, and I'm going to be applying that all over my face to make sure that there's no oils or creasing throughout the day. I'm going to be taking a BH Cosmetics brush set, and I'm going to be taking the larger fluffy brush that's inside. I'm going to be using that to tap in the face powder into my face. Next, I'm also going to mix in a little bit of Cover FX face powder in the shade Translucent. I feel like it just has a more smoother look because it's a mineral-based powder. Now I'm going to take an angled brush and I'm going to start contouring my face, and I'm going to be using the NYX Contour Kit in shade Double Date. Now I'm going to be taking that NYX shade and applying it to the highest points of my cheekbones, right above the hollows of my cheeks, as well as the temples of my forehead, creating an L shape. Now I'm going to be taking a smaller fluffy brush using the same NYX contouring shade Double Date, and I'm going to be applying that to the bridge of my nose from my eyebrow down to the tip of my nose to create a more smaller and slimming look. Now I'm going to be going over those lines with a large fluffy brush to make sure they're less harsh and blended out. Next, I'm going to take a CoverGirl Compact in the shade Light. I'm going to be using that to bake my face as well as clean up some of the harshness around the contouring lines. Now using my large fluffy powder brush, I'm going to be using it to wipe off some of the excess and tone down my contouring since it is a bit dark. Next, I'm going to be moving on to my eyebrows, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz Pencil in shade Ebony, as well as the NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade in shade Black. Now I'm going to be taking that NYX Brow Pomade and going over my eyebrows to darken them and then give them more shape. Now using the Anastasia Brow Wiz Pencil, I'm going to be going in and filling in the spots in my eyebrows that are more thin, and I'm also going to be using the pencil to create an outline for my eyebrows following the natural shape. Now that I feel like my eyebrows are somewhat redeemable, I'm going to be taking that Colourpop concealer and I'm going to be going around the edges of them and sharpening them up and cleaning them up a bit. Now I'm going to be taking an Ulta Lash Primer in the shade Blue. A blue primer with a black mascara over it tends to deepen the color. Now we're going to be moving on to eyes. I'm going to be taking an Ulta Beauty eye primer in the shade Satin Blush. It's sort of a rose gold champagne toned eye primer, which I like. It leaves a really pretty rose gold finish on the eyelids and makes your eyeshadows look more vibrant, and it does stay on really well. Now taking the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette, I'm going to be taking the lightest shade in the palette called China White, and I'm going to be applying that all over the base of my eyelids. Now using my Morphe 35S palette, I'm going to start using every blue shade in this palette, starting with the lightest blue shade in the bottom corner. I'm going to be taking that shade and I'm going to be using it to blend out my crease. Now taking this darker blue shade at the end, I'm also going to be blending that into my crease to deepen the blue tones. Now using a mixture of these two darker blue shades at the bottom, I'm also going to be adding those to this blue mixture and creating an even darker blue shade. Now taking the darkest blue shade in this palette, I'm also going to add that to my lid and create an even deeper blue tone. Now using my Beauty Killer palette, I'm going to be taking the blue shade Expensive and applying that all over my lid. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush and wipe away any fallout, and then I'm also going to go back in with a blending brush to make sure that all those colors are evenly blended out. Now using a smoky eye blending brush by Urban Decay, I'm going to be taking that Morphe palette and using the darkest blue and black shade, and I'm going to be blending those together using the smudger end of the brush, and I'm going to be smoking that out underneath my eye. Now using that same dark blue and black eyeshadow mixture from the Morphe palette, I'm going to be taking the blending side of my Urban Decay brush and using that on the outer corner and crease of my eyelids to deepen the colors. Now taking the shade China White from the Beauty Killer palette by Jeffree Star, I'm going to be using that to highlight my brow bone. Now using the NYX Glitter Primer and a small flathead brush, I'm going to apply the NYX Glitter Primer all over the base of my eyelids. Now that a base has been applied, I'm going to be taking the NYX Face and Body Glitter in shade Teal and applying that all over the base of my eyelid. Now that the glitter has been successfully applied, I'm going to be taking a fluffy blending brush and just dusting off some of the excess glitter that wasn't glued down. Next, I'm going to be taking the Colossal Volume Mascara by Maybelline, and I'm going to be applying that to my eyelashes. Next, I'm going to be taking a black liquid eyeliner from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to be creating a small, thin black line right above my eyelashes because I'm going to be applying fake eyelashes later, and it helps to bridge the gap between your real eyelash and your fake eyelash, so that way you do not see any spaces, especially with such a bright eyeshadow look. Now I'm going to take an eyelash curler and curl my eyelashes. You most likely want to do this before you apply your fake lashes, because if you try to curl your lashes after your fake eyelashes are applied, sometimes it could just pull them off and then you'd have to re-glue them, and it's kind of messy. Now that my eyelashes are curled, I'm going to be adding false lashes. I'm going to be taking the Ardell Studio Effects Wispies, and I'm going to be applying them using Duo Lash Glue. Using the Duo Lash Glue, I apply that to the band of the lash, and I usually wait till it gets tacky, because when you try to apply a lash right after applying glue to the lash, it doesn't really stick and it kind of just slides around in your eye. I also really like Duo Lash Glue because it goes on white and it also dries down clear so you can't really see it. Now that my eyelashes are glued down and looking good, I'm going to be taking a NYX eyeliner pencil in the shade Sapphire and applying that to my waterline. Now moving on to lips, I'm going to be taking the NYX Liquid Suede Liquid Lipstick in the shade Stone Fox and applying that to my mouth. Now using a NYX lip liner pencil in the same shade, Stone Fox, I'm going to be using that to fix up some of the lines and clean it up more so that way my mouth looks even. Now using a Wet n Wild liquid eyeshadow glitter in the shade Aquatic Prism, I'm going to be using that as a lip topper, and I'm going to be applying that to my lips. They're actually meant for eyes, but I use them as lip toppers and they actually work really well. Now that everything's covered in glitter, I'm just going to add more glitter using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Highlights palette. I'm going to be taking the shades Orion and Luna, which are the white and blue shades in the middle, and I'm going to be applying those to the upper parts of my cheekbones and down my nose and anywhere I feel that needs to be highlighted. Now we've come to the final step, and that's applying a setting spray. I'm going to be taking the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray and applying that all over my face. Now that my makeup's done, I'm going to finish this look by doing my hair and picking out an outfit. And this is the final look with my hair and outfit done. I actually love how it came out. And if you guys would like to see more, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!